Hello friends and welcome to my channel. My name's EJ Marino and this is About Last Night, the show where I talk about the movie I saw last night. We are diving into a brand new review today. Yes, we are talking about Frozen 2. The biggest question I had walking into Frozen 2 was, is this going to be any good? Like, the first movie didn't connect with me, not my type of film, but there could be chances for this to grow and become a way different film in my eyes. Well, I'm happy to say that Frozen 2 is way different than the first Frozen. There is a lot of story changes, there's a lot of animation changes that really do add something new to this film. Now, do I still love the film? I'm not sold on Frozen Mania, but I don't think Frozen Mania is coming back. There wasn't that like sheer, oh my god, this is going to be the biggest hit Disney has ever seen kind of vibe that you would get after that first film. You saw that first film, you walked out and went, wow, that's going to be a big deal. This one doesn't give me that feeling. Now, I think this is still a beautifully animated, wonderfully voice acted, and still a decent ride, but it doesn't have that power the first film had. What's funny though is I think Frozen 2 is a better musical than the first film. This actually feels like a wonderful Broadway play brought to life in animation. Now look, I know Let It Go was the biggest thing ever for Disney. Like, that song was everywhere. Now, I don't think Frozen 2 has like as earwormy as a song as Let It Go. There's nothing in this song that's going to be like, oh my god, this is going to be on the radio for months. But I think Frozen 2 as a whole has a way better soundtrack. From Show Yourself to Lost in the Woods to Into the Unknown, those are three powerhouse songs that I find to be very entertaining. None of them, like I said, are as catchy as Let It Go, but I think that makes these songs a little bit more sincere, a little bit more fitting into the movie, and I really enjoyed what they did, especially Kristoff's song, Lost in the Woods. I was laughing out loud. Maybe I was laughing at the movie a little bit because this scene is wackadoo, but I was also laughing with it because it was pretty funny, well performed. I mean, Jonathan Groff has been needing a powerful song like this in the Frozen movies. I can't believe he didn't get one in the first film, but here, he blows me away. You might know him from Glee. He basically married, if you know anything about Glee, Rachel Berry. He's a good singer. This is his kind of like his gig, but here, I was blown away by his song, how entertaining, how weird, how fun, the weird 80s references to it. There's a lot in there. Also, I really like the song Into the Unknown. It's Elsa's big song in the film. I wish it would have got a reprise later in the film, like a good traditional musical, where you would have got like the big bold thing, and then later on to sell some story, you would have reprised it, added a little bit extra notes to it. I would have loved that, but her first time performing, it was a great Idina Menzel song. Her songs all kind of run into each other, like Into the Unknown, Let It Go, and Defying Gravity all have similar vibes to it, but something about this song I really enjoyed. I thought it was a spectacle on screen as well. This was one of those beautiful scenes in this movie. A lot of scenes in this movie are beautiful, but when Elsa's performing here, things go black. It's all these like kind of neon-y colors that are just like certain trees or people. It's so stunning. This movie is stunning all around, but this one performance really stuck with me. This movie is way larger in scope than the first film. This feels like a typical sequel where things are a little bit bigger, louder, crazier, and there's nothing wrong with that. It works for most Disney movies. It works here slightly, but I do kind of miss how tight that first movie was. I thought it was kind of in and out. You didn't have to worry about this. Now, this movie is paced wonderfully. By the time we were getting to like the climax of the movie, I'm like, oh shit, we already did this? Good job. But overall, I do think the story from the first film is a little bit better. I think focusing in on that one big thing about trying to save Elsa, the power of like love there, I really liked it. It's missing a little bit here. I think the overall story of this is a little bit confusing to little ones because like I got it. I mean, the movie started, I was like, oh, well, this is gonna happen. But for little ones, I think there's not a lot of stuff cleared up in the beginning, and at the end, there's just an exposition dump. And I don't think that's as fair for little ones as it is for an adult. We're kind of used to that, seeing like more mature films. But for a kid's movie, I don't think that was a great choice, but it's a minor script issues in a kid's movie. That's weird complaints. I can't harp on those too much because this story isn't for me. It's not my kind of like story to connect to, so if I figured it out or didn't think it was fleshed out enough, that's more of a me being an adult watching this and not like thinking of what little kids would go. Though, like I said, I do feel like it's a wee bit confusing, not the best type of storytelling for a little one. Speaking of little ones, I'm not going to give any spoilers for this movie, but there's a very dramatic scene near like the end of the second act, and there was a little kid in my theater just bawling his eyes out. I couldn't help but laugh because I was just like, damn, Disney got y'all there. Like, that was smart. I didn't think it would have that much of an impact because I'm an adult. And I'm like, well, this is gonna happen. But for that one moment, that little kid believed it. And I will say, good job for the filmmakers there. Like, that was such a cool thing to see, is it worked for somebody. Something that, like, didn't work for me, it worked for the audience. And good job on that. Because that's kind of what I wanted to do with this review. I might not love this film, but it's not for me. Now, if you're a big Frozen fan, like, I took my mother to see this. She loves Frozen. She liked this. And not as much as the first film, which is kind of a common thing I've noticed with this. But overall, I'm happy to say that this works for its fan base. It works for that. Like I said, it might not be for me, but who I think its core audience, who this is made for, are really going to enjoy this. Alright guys, that was it for my review of Frozen 2. What did you think of this review? What do you think of this movie? Are you interested in Frozen 2? Or did like the whole mania pass you by? Like, are you like, yeah, I saw it then, I don't need to see it now? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Well, are you guys going to see this movie? Make sure you comment down below that as well, because I want to know what the interest for this is. Make sure you guys give me a thumbs up, because YouTube takes those way too seriously. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because I make videos like this every single week. Alright guys, let's talk about Frozen 2 below.